Well, greetings everyone. This is me, Prophet Jerome, thanking you for supporting the ministry and standing with the ministry. To all our partners from PJFM and the King's Revival Church family. It's been an awesome season of growth, and we welcome the new members to the church family internationally and locally. Well, I just want to give you the opportunity to have a look at our new office premises. This is the Vice President's office. In a brief moment, you will see our different departments, how they work, what they do, their designations, their responsibilities, but most importantly, the meticulous way in which we run this organization. We are responsible stewards. That is what God has called us to be. So I just want you to see how carefully we manage our finances, our people, so that the vehicle that takes the gospel of Jesus to the ends of the earth is done correctly in a godly, orderly manner. So come along with me on this brief tour as I introduce to you our staff, our various departments, and the way in which we do our work. Come along with me now. So this is the entrance to the office, and we have to take the stairs. I will first take you to where the Chief Financial Officer is of the ministry. This is where we handle all the accounts of the ministry. Come along with me. This is one of the most important people in the ministry, the Chief Financial Officer. This is Ryan. Welcome, Ryan. Ryan, would you tell our church family locally and internationally what you do, who you are, and what kind of responsibility rests on your shoulders?
Yes, thank you, Prophet. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
I'm actually primarily responsible for the entire ministry's finances in terms of how we steward it, in how we ensure its transparency, its confidentiality, and I also liaise with the auditors across for all ministries, that is for PJFM, for Prophet Jerome Fernando Ministries, for King's Revival Church, for the Miracle Dome, and as well as for MIMSHAC. So all these entities, we ensure we manage it centrally, and we ensure that we liaise with the auditors and the regulators to ensure that everything is done in accordance with the regulatory requirements of the ministry.
But before the accounts department, let me introduce Pushparaja or Selvaraja? Pushparaja. This is Pushparaja. He looks after all the needs of the office, tea, coffee, whatever it is. Look at some of the fruit. I think that's amazing. You'll be blessed to work for PJFM, I think. So this is our accounts department. Welcome. All right. So just want to introduce you to everyone that's working here. Who wants to go first? We will start with maybe first what you do. And
Hi, I'm Fernando. I'm working as an account administration.
Wonderful.
So I do all the banking work for the all entities. I'm MIMSHAC, PJFM, and the King's Revival Church, and do all the documentation work with the government authorities and all other assistant
aspects. Thank you. And how long have you been with the ministry now, Prasanna?
Now I have been about 10 years.
10 years now.
10 years now.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Oshadi. I'm an accountant here, and I look after the internet payment gateway, and I also look after the MIMSHAC guarantee accounts, which is the media arm for PJFM. Yeah.
Praise God. Awesome. And this dear lady, what do you do? And
I'm Nishika. I'm the accountant for PJFM. So I look after all the accounts of PJFM as well as receipting of all payment gateways of all the donations that we receive from Prophet Jerome Fernando Ministries.
Wonderful. And you're an animal lover. Tell us.
Yeah, I do love animals.
What if someone's watching and wants to adopt a dog? What do?
They can just message me on Facebook.
All right. right. Wonderful. Okay, introduce yourself.
Yeah,
What do
I'm
you do?
Aruna. I'm actually in charge of all the purchases of the ministry, and from calling for quotations and analyzing them, and after getting the approval, raising the purchase order and make sure that we get the best item at the lowest cost is my responsibility.
Thank you so much. So if you see the working environment that our staff work in, it's very pleasant, and they spend a lot of time with the vice president of the ministry and a lot of meetings. Sometimes, I don't know how often they pray, but I'm sure we encourage them to pray and come to office. So the working environment is healthy, everyone's with a smile, we try and maintain a good culture. Thank you so much. And as you can see, we want to be good stewards with what the Lord is entrusting us with. Proper accounting systems, a qualified chief financial officer, everything in place, because we want to be good stewards. And I want to thank you if you're a partner with this ministry, and if you're not, go to prophetjerome.com and be a partner today. Support us in taking the gospel to the ends of the earth, using the means of media. Let me take you to a few more departments. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. How many of you are fish lovers? Take a look at colorful fish. Now we're about to walk into the Vice President's office. One of the busiest guys in the ministry. Please say hello to the Vice President of the ministry, Kushal Pereira. Kushal, would you tell us what your role is, what you do, to what extent you do it, and the kind of weight that is on your shoulders, and some of the changes we've been through, and just speak your heart. People would love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, so we have been focusing on the new vision that God has placed upon our man of God and how we support it. And as we looked upon the structures that we had, the way we conducted church, we realized to achieve a greater vision, all those foundations had to be laid properly and to bring the proper structure into it. So from my office, I am mainly focusing on three things, which is strategy, which is an optimization, and numbers. As a ministry, we want to consolidate. Doesn't matter whether it's the Miracle Dome, whether it is Mim Shack, or whether it's the global ministry, whether it's King's River Church as a body that we do. We want to consolidate this position and move forward. So in the consolidation of this, naturally there are gains, which is, we can consolidate the shared services. We don't have to repeat, or we don't have to spend on certain things to repeatedly for every ministry we have. So here we have consolidated the finance, the HR and admin part of the entire ministry, including the procurement for the entire ministry, so that we could do it very professionally and with a benefit to the ministry as a whole. And also we have to remember, as a ministry, as we grow, we are responsible, also to the government, to the statutory side of things.
Yes.
And we cannot neglect it. So hence, I would say that there was a time when voluntary work can go, where we come together as volunteers and, we input our skills to the ministry. And there's a time for it. But I would say now it's going a little bit beyond voluntary work. We need full-time staff. We need to take care of it. We need to make sure our books are right. We need to make sure our audits are right. We need to make sure all these things that are important as a structured, I would say, church as a structured entity in Sri Lanka, everything is met properly. And obviously, as we go global, each and every area that we have our centers, we have our offices, everything has to be done properly, legally, and to a format that is acceptable to everyone, not only to one party. So I will introduce you to Minoli. Minoli is my PA here. She has a tough role coordinating many ministries, many personalities, many characters in the entire ministry.
So basically the Vice President's office will be looking at 3 C's, which was the heart of God, which was the mandate given by the prophet, which will be communication, confidentiality, and the culture. So I will be the custodian for the culture. So we're going to develop the culture based on 3 values, which will be honor, unity, and trust. Apart from that, the Vice President's office is a shared services to facilitate all the requests and requirements that comes from the entire ministry. So we will be looking at how we can optimize the resources and facilitate all these requirements that will help build and grow the kingdom of God.
Hi, my name is Dulina and I'm in charge of the human resources and also administration of the entire ministry. And we actually set the pace for the culture of the ministry and maintain confidentiality and also have proper communication to our stakeholders. And one of the greatest things that we as a team want to achieve is to make sure that the correct heartbeat is spoken when we do our work, and also take care of all those who come under us. Let me just introduce you to our manager administration. His name is Timothy.
Hi, so I'm in charge of the facilities management of the entire ministry, also the health and safety aspect, meantime the social media governance and the CRM. Thank you.
And here we have Manisha, who handles the HR side of coordinating things, and she will just explain to you what she is in charge of.
Yeah, hi, my key responsibilities here are to do legal drafting and also to maintain all personal files and also to act as the contact point of all HR related matters and also to conduct audits and also to make preparation of MIS reports.
Wonderful. Dulina, thank you so much. As you can see, that's a lot of corporate language that we have on purpose built into a church system because we have to be good stewards with the Father's business. So it's important. If there's a company out there or an organization that has good systems, I started at Mars Holdings. So there are certain things I've learned which are, with that training, we've implemented certain things that can be helpful in church governance. So nothing that you've gone through, nothing that you've been through should be a waste. You should use it. And Jesus, in feeding the 5,000, you can see organizational structures in how he fed the 5,000. He just didn't, distribute bread just like that. No, he got them to sit in groups of 50s and groups of 100. And there was an order. It's organizationally managed the way Jesus did it. So even the reason why he chose 12 disciples, the number 12, has to do with government. Government has to do with organization, how you organize something. An organism, which is a church, cannot survive with organizational foundations to move it forward. It's like your body is what houses your blood. Your blood will only flow, the organism of the blood, life in the blood, will only flow, it contains within the framework of the body. So an organism needs organization to flow well. That's a secret to those of you who are watching. I hope it will be helpful to someone that's watching. Now I'm just going to show you the room. What should we call this room? This is the brain room. This is where we meet. This is where a lot of the work happens. This is where most of our meetings, 9 out of 10 meetings, take place. And this is where the Vice President spends most of his time. Let me show you our KRC PJFM boardroom. Just a quick peek.
All the ministry meetings, pastors meetings, confidential meetings, whatever the needs that they have to hear, they come here and they're welcome to book the boardroom. So you're given those facilities so that they can easily move with what they need to do.
The main focus of everything we are doing are people, to bless people, to help people, to prosper people, to engage people and to be a blessing, so that the purpose of the gospel, right down to the grassroots, people is God's heart. So that's what our focus is. So thank you for standing with this vision. So from the Vice President and his office, we say thank you until another presentation on a day that's coming soon. God bless you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.